I'm not shaven. I wanted to shave, but I had no time.
No problem, that's cool.
Okay.
So Patrice, during this visit in India,
Yeah.
you're going to spend some time translating a book. What's it about?
It's for a month. I hope I will complete translation of the book about Google by the Italian Ippolita collective from Milano. They've written a book in Italian, of course, which is called, in English, The Dark or the Hidden Face of Google.
What
A
does
bit
it
like
say?
the moon has a face we never see.
What's the point it makes?
The point is that Google is now, of course, very massively used.
Yeah.
And people like it very much. It's a very successful search engine. It's basically the search engine. It's also very useful and very practical and well designed
It
and
also
well managed.
has a do no evil policy,
And
supposedly.
it has indeed, it has even, as a business model, it has even a kind of written ethic or charter, which is do not evil, as you say. Yet people do not know, and Google is somewhat reluctant to let know how it really functions. So what you have with Google is that it is a very open. It is a very open company. It has a kind of ethic and ideology and public relation, you can also say, maybe a spin of being very open, very collaborative. So you could say it has a very open and friendly surface, but a completely closed and hermetic core.
In the sense?
Not necessarily not hostile, but in the sense that the basic function, the basic algorithm of Google is not known, since it's a trade secret. But also a lot of mechanism of data aggregation and data retention and so are also not, well, you can guess them, but they are not really public. And the book's point is to lay bare, or try to lay bare, all these mechanisms, or if that is not possible, at least point to their existence. And also point to the social consequences of Google, in the sense that, for instance, one of the hard selling points of Google is that the people working for Google have an incredible, interesting, challenging, but also very comfortable labor life. And so far even that it is being heralded as a new model of labor relations, where workers are made fully responsible for what they do, very autonomous, very creative, where they are allowed, for instance, to spend, or even actually forced, well, not forced, but
To have
required
fun. To have fun.
spend they have to spend 1 day a week on their own project.
I see.
Not Google connected, can be anything, charity, whatever. And that's a very hard selling point of Google. On the other hand, what is less well realized, as a French professor has pointed out, is that Google is a company that is able to make at any given time 40 million people, that is the people browsing and the people looking for facts and so, work for them for free. So all these kind of aspects pass a review in that book, whose basic philosophy is not so much to be very hostile to Google, as some books and some thinkers are, or of course be very enthusiastic about Google, as some others are. So for instance, you have in the United States that book by, forgot the name, sorry, but says, what would Google do?
Yeah.
Where Google is heralded as the new way of running business, of making things, basically of running society. They take a kind of critical middle stand. They say, as I have resumed once, and they quite agree with it, is Google is not in itself is not the problem, but the use made of Google, the way people use Google, is problematic.
But do you think the book does a good job and makes its point well?
I think the book makes a good job and makes it point well, provided the reader really read it with. It's not an easy book, so you really have to go through. It's a self-teaching book in a certain sense. You learn a lot of things, but you have to think a lot about it. And their main point is that if people become more aware of all these aspects of Google which are hidden, they will make a far better use of that search engine. A use also that will protect their own interests regarding, for instance, privacy and surveillance. And if you combine this with kind of techniques which we are being learned in this information activism camp, then Google really can work for you instead of you working for Google.
Thanks a lot for putting it across so well.